Hello, I'm Mr. Ogre, and in this video I'm going to be covering enchanting in the War Within. Enchanting in the War Within has generally kept a similar layout to the way it was in Dragonflight. It works essentially the same way as it always has. We'll be taking items, disenchanting them to get dusts, shards and crystals, then using those to produce enchants. There are, however, a few changes that I want to take a closer look at. The first major difference is that no other profession has a cheap green craft. This means that the amount of dust in the game is generally going to be lower, as there's not going to be a green craft shuffle to produce that dust. The next change is that all dust, shards and crystals now have a rarity, and the quality you receive will be based off your disenchanting skill. This can be improved in the specialization tree. One replacement for the disenchanting shuffle could possibly be delves. Low tier delves are very easy to complete and will reward green items. These can then be disenchanted to get dust. There are even certain delves that can be completed in under 1 minute if you know what you're doing. So to start enchanting, you're going to need to pick up the enchanting skill from Dornogal. The trainer is Nagad and they're located in the very south of the foregrounds. I'm going to cover this guide slightly differently than the ones I have done previously. I'm going to split enchanting into 3 different categories. I'm going to do 1 to 25, 26 to 70, then 71 to 100. So from 1 to 25, you're going to have 2 options. You can either craft or disenchant. If you choose to disenchant, I would recommend doing this while you level through Khaz Algar. Get your items and just disenchant them. You'll get to 25 by the time you finish the campaign. If you want to craft to 25, you want to get the following items that are on screen now. So to start off, you're going to want to craft 4 Glimmering Haste. This will get you to level 5. Then return to the trainer and you will learn Glimmering Critical Strike. Craft 1 of these for profession knowledge. You then want to craft either Glimmering Haste or Glimmering Crit Strike. It will depend which one's worth more or whichever you prefer. Craft these until 10 and then switch over to purely crafting Glimmering Crit Strike until level 15. Return to the trainer and you'll get 4 new recipes. You're going to want to craft them in this order. You're going to craft Mirror Powder, then you're going to craft a Whisper of Armored Avoidance, then 5 Whisper of Silken Avoidance, and then a Runed Bismuth Rod. This should get you to level 25. I'm now going to cover 26 to 70. There is not 2 routes for this. You will, however, need the following materials that are on screen now. If you haven't already been to the Enchanting Trainer, make sure you go there and pick up any recipes that you can. You will then craft the following recipes in this exact order. Craft 1 Algari Mana Oil, then craft a Glimmering Mastery, Illusory Adornment Runes, then an Oathsworn Tenacity. If this is too expensive, you can just craft 2 additional Glimmering Mastery, because you're then going to craft 3 Glimmering Mastery, return to the trainer and you'll learn some new recipes, at which point you want to craft a Whisper of Armored Speed, and then a Gleeful Glamour Pandaren. At 35, you'll learn 1 new recipe, Whisper of Silken Leech. Craft 1 of these for the knowledge point, and then you can either continue to craft them, or craft the Whisper of Armored Speed until level 40. You want to check the auction house and craft whichever is worth more. Once you reach level 40, continue crafting the Whisper of Silken Leech until you hit level 45. At 45, return to the Enchanting Trainer and learn Glimmering Versatility. Then craft these until you're level 55. Returning to the trainer will get you 4 final recipes. You're going to want to craft either the Whispers of Silken Speed or the Whispers of Armored Leech until level 60, whichever's worth more at the auction house. And then finally from 60 to 70 you can only craft the Whisper of Armored Leech. At level 70 the trainer's no longer going to give you any skill ups, so we need to think of other options. Any yellow recipes that you currently know will go green at 75 and grey at 80. So I would recommend using your specialization to learn specific recipes. Ones I would recommend are the weapon enchants. These are specifically found in the Everlasting Enchants specialization. My personal preference is to put 5 points into the Everlasting Enhancement specialization, then 10 points into the Earthen Enhancements sub-specialization. This will unlock the recipe Authority of Storms. It's a DPS enchant, and you would only need to craft 10 to get to 100 enchanting. These enchants will, however, cost a lot of materials. Alternatively, you could choose to place 10 in the Arathi Alteration subspecialization and gain the recipe for Authority of Fiery Resolve. This is a healer enchant, however, previously healer enchants haven't been particularly popular, so I don't think this is a good choice. Your other option is to spec into the Inferiors, Enrichments and Equipment specialization. This will let you learn the wand recipe that requires a Spark of Omens. Personally, I don't think it's worth speccing into this, as casters that would use the wand have other options such as the dagger and sword, and I think you'd be better off specializing into making better weapon enchants. This is with me considering the fact that we have the patron system and sparks will be more available. I just don't think people are going to craft the wand over the dagger or the sword. There is no advantage to actually using the wand. Now that I've spoke a bit about the specializations themselves, where is the best place to get knowledge points? You're going to have a few from following the guide and having first time craft bonuses, but the best place to get them early is going to be Profession Treasures. Collecting all of these will give you 24 points. I'm going to include waypoints on screen along with a map to help you find them. There are currently 8 treasures, 2 in each zone. The first in Dornogal is the Silver Dornogal Rod. This is located just outside the building where you place work orders. It's a silver pole propped up against a tanning hide. The second treasure in Dornogal is the Grinded Earth Gem. It's located just west of the Boulder Springs. It's a small file on top of a table. Moving down to the Ringing Deeps, we have the Animated Enchanting Dust. This is located in the west of the Ringing Deeps, in the Talok area. Be aware there are mobs in this area, so if you come down early, they might try to kill you. Next treasure is the Soot-Coated Orb. This is located near the entrance to Hallowfall. It's on the floor near an abandoned camp. Moving into Hallowfall, we have the Enchanted Arathi Scroll. This is located in a tower southeast of Merodar. You'll know you're there because you'll see a wizard come out when you get close to the tower. Step into the tower, the treasure's on the right. It doesn't always glow, so make sure you keep your eyes out for it. The second treasure of Hallowfall is the Essence of Holy Fire. This is located in the south near the entrance to Azj-kahet in one of the main Arathi towers. It's a small burning flame on top of some boxes. Both of the final enchanting treasures are located in Azj-kahet. The first is the Void Shard. It's in central Azj-kahet near the Weaver's Lair. You just want to go east, you'll find a little encampment. It's inside a building and to the left as you come into it. And the final treasure is the Book of Dark Magic. This is located in the City of Threads. If you haven't actually unlocked the City of Threads in the campaign, you may not be able to get this treasure. It's pretty easy to spot, it's just a book on a bench outside the buildings. Just be a bit wary of the mobs that patrol around that area. And one thing I just want to remind people of is Darkmoon Faire. When it's active, you can gain 2 skill points and 3 knowledge points. It will be a short quest from Sage called Putting Trash to Good Use. Super simple, just make sure you leave it as late as possible to get as much value out of the increased skill points. And that's all I have for enchanting. I would like to know what way people are going for their knowledge points, because I think I'm going to specialise into weapon enchants mostly. I think that's where the money is going to be. And if you found this guide useful, could you please hit the like button? And if you want to see more World of Warcraft content, then hit that subscribe button. Happy crafting!